evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you're watching from. How are you today? How was service for those that went to church? And for those that stayed back at home, how was church? How was the house today? I just want to welcome you to another refreshing episode on Candid Conversations with Liz. I'm Liz, and I'm happy that you're here. I see we have some people online already. Thank you so much for being here with us today. Candid Conversations with Liz comes or graces your screen every last Sunday of the month, and we come with beautiful, amazing, inspiring topics for your listening pleasure, for you to learn from, for you to hear other people's stories, and help you in your own relationship and marriage. God helping us, the plan and the focus is to be able to build godly homes, to be able to help our marriages to thrive. Yes, so that's what we do here. And thank you so much for being here with us today. If you're just joining us, if you haven't subscribed, please don't forget to subscribe, and you could help us, give us a thumbs up and share also. Some people may not benefit one or two things from here. Thank you so much for being here with us. We'll go straight into the business of the day, and today we'll be talking about gender roles in marriage. We have traditional gender roles, the ones that your parents passed on. In fact, their own parents passed on to them, and they passed on to us, and all of that. But modern days, we are in the modern day now, and so many things are beginning to change. It's beginning to evolve into something else, and today we are just going to be delving deep into gender roles. I'd like to welcome my special guests today on the show. When you hear me talk about my coach is here with me today, and her amazing husband. I call him uncle, my own personal uncle. She tries to, but she just knows me and him. We have a special connection. She can't help it. Okay, so let's meet them. Please, sir, can I meet you?
Thank you so much for having us here.
Yes, sir.
And good evening to our viewers out there. My name is Folo Rosho Adepoju.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you so much, sir. Let me ask you, in one word, what would you say marriage is to you? Like a personal thing.
A big learning platform that you keep learning every day and things keep unraveling
Okay, wow.
day by day.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. The beautiful coach. Can I meet you, please?
My name is Timinino.
Okay, ma'am. And yes, you've been here before. Yes, this is the second time.
Yeah.
Yes. So, what would you say? I don't know if I asked that question when we had the last episode that you were on, but what would you say marriage is to you? It might have changed.
So I agree with my husband. Marriage is an everyday learning because the two parties are changing every day
Yeah.
based on experiences, and you keep discovering yourself.
True. True.
So as I say, it's an institution that you keep learning. Both parties have to be very open
Yeah.
and committed to learning and growing together.
I like that. It's a commitment. Marriage is a lifelong commitment. You're in it, you're in it. I feel like we shouldn't go into marriage with a plan B. We should go into marriage fully to be committed to work it out. These days you find people having plan B, plan C, plan D. If you not work, I move. Yeah, so I like the fact that you said commitment. So gender roles in marriage. And I know you are a very unique couple. And sometimes I just sit down and I think about you a lot. And I'm like, wow, you guys have made it work. It's not the conventional kind of marriage I see everywhere. It's very they work. And you see my uncle here, let me not even just go into details. I'm sure he's going to shed more light on that. But what is gender roles? Let me start with that. What do you understand by gender roles?
Oh, okay. Yeah, thank you once again. Uh, Gender role, we'll discover that is an age-long concept. Number one, it's not biologically determined, but it's a societal construct. When I say societal construct, it has to do with, because it varies from society to society. In society that divides role and say the man should be doing this,
Yeah.
the woman should be doing this. So you were not born with it. You came to see it and acquired it, and you just find yourself inside
So
it.
they are like myths.
Yes. Some of them, they are way. They put you inside what I can call a kind of prison. You don't have full expression of yourself. You know, when you are in some role, it's more of a, for instance, it is commonly said in our society here that a man should portray strength. A man should be the one to shoulder certain things. A man should not go to the kitchen, for instance. Society defined it that way. That is the place for the woman, to make sure everybody is okay, comfortable emotionally on the home front. The man should just come with strength and vision and lay it on the table for everybody and all of that. That's what the society gives us. So can we play around it? Maybe as we discuss further, we'll discover that some of them is something we should do away with and begin to look at new construct and picking what works for us. Because no home is the same. That's one thing. There's no home that is the same. You look for what works for you. And if both parties are determined to be committed and make it work, you will discover that there are some things they will do away with, which society has a kind of given them, and say, okay, let's do away with this one, let's hold on to this and see how far it takes us,
Amazing.
Yeah.
Would you like to add anything?
Okay, I think both of you have said a lot about it. So the topic you're giving us is gender role in marriage. And when you were starting, you said something very profound, and I want the audience to be able to think through that. That these were traditions that were handed over by our parents, our parents' parents, and by default, an average child thinks that their parents never do wrong. So we just believed that those traditions that were handed over to us, because we believe that our parents were perfect, so to say, that's just the best way to do things. But the question is, who actually defines the gender roles? Who defined it? How did it come? And in your introduction, you spoke about evolution. So much changes happening. There's this quote I love so much. It says that in changes during evolution, it is not the strongest animal that survives. It is the one that is most adaptable to change. And that is part of the stress that we're seeing marriages go about. My husband was talking about how men are expected to be, you are the man, you are supposed to be strong. So you must stay there. But in evolution, it's not the strongest that survives. That's why the seemingly strong people, you are seeing the marriages crumble because they are not adaptable to change. And while I was thinking about this topic, I don't think it really matters if you're a Christian or you're Muslim or an Hindu. Marriage started from somewhere. But I'm a Christian by orientation. And we believe that God created man first. So that means that when the man came, he was complete and he was working. So the question is, please, what was the job he was doing? Who was cooking for him? Who was washing his plate? Who was washing his clothes? That's the role of a help. So how did we get to the level when we now started believing that this must be the means? Is perceived as a CC. I like data a lot. I try to take data-driven decisions. So I did the top. My husband was saying that, oh, a woman is expected to cook. So, and I know that that is on the average most people's perception. The woman cooks. I mean, I've been to a place before and lighting system, so we'll be breaking down strongholds. And I saw that the top 10 chefs. So let me break it down to for some of us, cooks, chefs, cooks. The top out of the top 10 cooks in the world, the top 10 chefs in the world, 6 are male. The first top 2 are male. What does that tell us? So there are some of you men, the reason why I don't, as they say, I talk about money a lot. The reason why I don't have money is your bias system. Oh. Some of you are supposed to be cooking and cashing out, but because you've made up your mind that a woman's role is in the kitchen.
Wow. So I hear you, ma, loud and clear. So how does it work in your own marriage? Like, how have you been able to divide the, let's say, division of labor now in your, is it like spelled out? Is it like, okay, before we got married, we sat down and say, okay, when we get married, these are your responsibilities, these are my responsibilities, or just as you got married or as you were courting, things just fell in place naturally? How did we get here?
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
17 years rolling.
Wow, that's true.
Still
17
counting.
years.
Yes.
Amazing.
It's not overnight. You don't just get there overnight. You know, we never had a forum where we sat to say, okay, you be doing this, you be doing this, you be doing this. I think the first thing that is needed to overcome this gender role issue, because some of them, like she said, are outdated. They are something that society, I told us when we began, that it's not biologically determined to say, oh, I was born with this role, or I'm born with this role. No. Although there are some components each party should have, but it takes studying each other. If you are both committed to want to make it work, you will go that extra length to see, okay, who does one thing better than the other. Okay, that's how we got here. There are a lot of stories around it. Okay, you say we should be practical and all those stuff, you know. I grew up very much busy in the kitchen. So when I got married, it wasn't a problem to say, oh, kitchen is a no-go area and all those stuff. I even like to be in the kitchen. It's my space, in the sense that there are some things that ordinarily will cause quarrel. Oh, you went to the market, you bought this local tomato that is sour, you know, and all of that. So when I discovered that she was not getting that part, she cannot differentiate between which tomato gets sour and the sweet one. I took it up.
Because you are more experienced in the kitchen.
I took it up. Instead of us bickering over it and say, won't you learn this thing? Won't you do this, and shout over it? Like we are saying now, it's an advice to those people out there. See, what will make it work and what will a kind of give you direction on who to do what is actually commitment. If both of you are committed to make it work. If I want to say, if you hear people saying we are going our separate ways because we have irreconcilable differences, it's simply because they are both selfish. You don't want to take up a role that you feel, if you dig deep. So for us, I just feel, oh, you can't handle this, I'll take it up. She also, I think she did the same thing. If you look at her financial aspect now, you say, okay, the man makes the money and all that. She's a finance person, she's very good at that. But initially, we didn't determine who would take the role of managing the finance. We just both spend, but I became the big spender.
Oh wow.
To cause big quarrel. I can be going on the way, I feel, oh, this microphone, she will like it when I just give her. But I'll bring it to me to be quarrel. Big one. Very big one. You say, you are wasting money. In fact, there was one she did. I picked a particular, I think a dress or so for my daughter. Normally we say the women will go shop and all of that. I just picked it up. I said, oh, this clothes will be fine on this girl. And I brought it home. For 2 days. I said, what's the problem and all of that? So we kept going that way. There were problems. That's what I'm trying to say. We didn't just fit into them without some friction. Probably she prayed over it. So I now started saying that this morning I freed her away here and there. Because she's been saying it, if we gather, it can be something big and all of that. Sure, she directed me to one kind of way of keeping such here free money. The 2,000 when you know one use all those stuffs. One December they just gave me. It was big and it is sweet. So it became no turning back. No money is useless now. I just throw it there and say, okay, you go and hide here. End of the year we'll see. Now she I said, see my this. She said, hey, how did we get there? I didn't know how she didn't came to my head anyway. Probably she prayed to my head, which is God, to direct me, and I submitted to it. So if you see issues like that in the home front, you will need to remove yourself out of it and see her or him in the picture, because one of the things that brings bickering over these roles and all of that is mainly selfishness. Selfishness. If self is removed, I tell you, you will see each other working towards each other's good, and at the end of the day, the center becomes united. That's how we got here. We pick so many roles from what a woman should be doing. She doesn't know how to boil water to bathe. I make sure she gets her hot water.
Oh my God.
To help me leave the house early.
Okay.
So I'm not used to that crossing leg and say, oh, the woman will do it, let me read newspaper. No. If I feel that it should be done, I get on to it and I get it done.
So, I enjoy Please so let me hear. No, so they say you heard it a lot of times, right? So can we hear from you?
Okay, and it's interesting. I'm sharing the stage with my husband, who's not normally on the stage. For marriage, really, Liz is already saying I'm enjoying. I remember that a senior auntie came to stay with us one day. She spent about a week with us, and she observed the way we were living. And she called me. She was like, "You cannot have friends, so you can't allow friends come to your house." I said, "Why?" You said they will be jealous. That we just hide it. But yeah, as I said, we didn't get here one day. And that's why I started in my opening speech that we have to be able to break bias. Personally, I had to break a lot of bias. I had, coming from my upbringing, I had an idea of how I felt a man should behave and how a woman should behave. And I was often repeatedly told that this is how a good wife should behave. And fast forward, I had our first daughter. It was an interesting time recovering. I had her through a C-section. And if you've heard him talk, he's somebody that just loves to take care of people. So for the first 1 month, I didn't even get myself. I didn't know if I was on planet Earth, planet Heaven, but I know that I was living and breathing. And his mom came for the traditional omugo. And before I knew it, in 3 days, my darling husband said they are not bathing his daughter very well. That I passed to bathe baby, yes. So I tell people, this is the first time I'm sharing this on a larger platform this year, that my husband taught me how to bathe baby. Because by the time I now got well, it's not like it, you will hold the head like this. You will hold the leg. No, you're not getting it. Stretch your leg. He taught me how to bathe baby because he taught himself first. When he was first, I said, old woman come now, she bathe all of you. He said, no, said the way she's making this baby, the baby is crying too much.
Oh
There must be a
my
better
God.
way to make a baby that a baby will not cry like this. And I give that example to say that nothing is cast in stone.
Yeah.
It took a while for me to get used to it. You know, some people used to go like, you're just spoiled. That's why you're complaining. Because I'm like, you will let them give me bad name. Oh. They'll be saying I'm a bad wife. This is what a wife should do. Let me do this. And it's like, as he said, he's not the kind of man that wants to sit down and stretch leg in front of the TV, come and give me my food. He's a let's do it together. And early days of marriage, honestly, it used to drive me crazy. I would go like, no, you are supposed to sit down in the living room. And I would say, you went to work, you came back. You sit down. No, they will say I cook vegetable for you. They will say I'm a bad wife. Those were the interesting quarrels we used to have. And my friends would be like, you are lounging, no. You mean your husband cooked for you? My husband never boiled water for me. I'll be looking at them like, I think that is why you people are slim and me, I'm growing fat. Because you cook all this food for me and I'll not be growing fat and growing fat because I have to eat it, yeah. But this is actually what the bond is. And for me, I started learning how to remove my bias because I didn't grow up seeing a man cook. In fact, my mom goes like, I've never seen any man that cooks as well as your husband. Even though I tell him I have a friend that's the truth. I have a friend that her husband cooks better than him, so you should not come and do shakara for me. So at least I know what happened. I've told them that, interestingly, both of them have not met, so I've told them that the day they meet, they will do cooking competition. Then we, the wives, will sit down and we'll be the judges. No, we're not inviting you.
Let me know. I like to be a judge.
Yeah, but truth, I just realized that that's the way he expresses himself, and the only reason why I was having hang-ups about it is I didn't grow up seeing that. So in my head, I felt like it was my work. You are taking over my space. And we're not competing with each other. It's your space. You want it? Yes. I want it like this? Yes. The most important part is that both of us agree. As I said earlier, scriptures, I love Bible. The Bible says they that compare themselves with themselves, they are not wise. It's foolishness. That a number of those things come in when we try to compare ourselves with others. Why are you not doing like so and so? Why are you not doing like so and so? Forgetting that the two couples, we look at other people for inspiration, not for competition. Both of you are unique in yourself. Appreciate your uniqueness and encourage each other's strengths.
Interesting. But I'm one. Okay.
Yes, speaking into that uniqueness, what it does to a home, it creates, that strength, that bond. When you understand your partner, because comparison, like she said, is a no. Because that's why when you see a man beating his wife, if you dig deep, what is there is that he's seeing a picture which he feels that woman is not fitting into, and he wants her to fit into it. Or whether the woman beating the man, because I hear these days that even some women can. Yeah, one of my pastors said that. He said one of his friends, when the woman grabbed the man, he will call the whole community to rescue him. So that's an exceptional case. So looking at those uniqueness, it fosters unity. It fosters oneness. It builds a strong bond in the relationship. You begin to see, this person is good at this. You just yield that space. You yield that space to the person. issue of is my role and all of that. She used to be for instance, she would say, oh, I don't dress well, I look like an old man, and all those stuff. The table has changed now.
Oh, wow.
Yes. She doesn't even know the way to picking materials. I do all of that. I sit with the tailor. If at a point I will buy material and say, okay, go make this dress, it will look good on you. There was a day she came back, she gave me federal warning that stress of sitting with tailors, please, I shouldn't buy any this thing. She'll be saying it with all seriousness. You yourself, you will know that you don't joke with it. It's okay, what's the way out of it? So I'll get a good tailor she picked to have a measurement. So I'll just be going and say, okay, help me be doing this. Fortunately, one of them just traveled. So I just got one recently. In fact, as at yesterday, I still sat with one to pick some these things. So she does not even bother or come to that space anymore. I just feel, okay, you are doing this much, face it. I have much time, let me face this one, and all of that. So we look at it for each other to see where we play well and say, okay, you face that space, I face this space. Like I said, to deal with this gender role issue, because some of them have put us in prison, kind of, and they cause breakages in homes and all of that. Even like she said, the first time her mom came around and I was to pound her, I think it was a shock to her. She heard the sound, she just opened the kitchen maybe to see whether it's the ladies we have in the house, because those ones were very lazy. I even pray they are sleeping while I'm doing my thing, because it will be more trouble to have them around. She said, no, Daddy, no. It should be, where is this person? I said, no, I will do it. I resisted it, so we fought it for a very long time. Over time, she gave up. That, okay, that's just me, What I mean to say is, this issue of gender distance, selfishness should get out of it.
Yeah.
You will see relationship staying longer. Study each other. Try to know each other. Like the scripture also said, there are composition. The man should be studied. The woman should be studied. That's your woman now. And your man, know his strength. There are basic ones that are there, which you don't play with. We were teaching Bible study the other day. We mentioned the fact that the man should portray strength. That one is normal. Don't get around messing around. Like I made a reference to one example, that you see a rat in the house, you see the man jumping on the table.
Talk about that
and ask,
like if there's a rat in the house now, who will kill the rat?
I used to be, I have a bad experience with dog in Lagos. We got to a place, somebody told us that, look, you can come in, we have settled them, they won't do anything. So they now opened the gate. The dog dealt with my guy I went with. So that thing was in my head.
Oh, wow.
Problem with dog, if you back small, I give you kilometers away. So when we were cutting now, she took me to meet her mom for the first time. No information that there was dog in that house.
How?
So when she just opened the gate for us to enter, of course, maybe the dog knows her, and the dog saw a stranger, and the guy backed. By reflex, I just pushed her in and jammed the gate and picked race. That was the mess. It took, for restitution on that, I think a week or 2 weeks to. She just said, no, we go no further. That is this how me and my children without be going somewhere. You will see dogs, you push all of us, and you. I say, why did I do this for God's sake? Even though she knows when we go to a place that the dog is back, I will form strong man and be using side to also push. so show strength,
And while the studio is laughing, I'm looking at them. I wonder what is making them laugh.
There are a lot of things. That's why I say we didn't get here overnight. I used to be afraid of rats too, but I now have them in the house. She wouldn't even want to see the dead body of the rat. So we will now vacate the house. So I just sum up courage. I say, no, I will kill you. You can't kill me. Anything that messes around, I make sure I stand and deal with it. So you must show strength. Honestly, you must show strength and understand the concept of the need of each other. The woman has a need. The man also has a need. The basic need of every man is to, because they have two different concepts about a home. The woman sees a home as a place to come into and unload her emotions, talk everything, rub mind with her man. While the man sees a home as a place, after running around and all of that, to just come and rest. So it's a thing that both of you must work out, which we are also working out, because it wasn't easy for me at the beginning. She will be talking, trying to tell me what happened. Before you know, I've taken off. It used to annoy her. So over time, she started forgiving me small. She would not say, okay, you messed up again yesterday. Now, let's continue. Where did you hear? Up until which section did you hear my reportage before you took off? And all of that, we worked on that and all of that. So it's good that I'm in her business, she's in my business.
That's very typical. Like my husband would say, in fact, most of the time, he's the one that even says, oh, we're going to watch this movie together. Okay, this I heard just now.
That's
it's like
it
it's a man
to me.
And he said, oh yes, there's this movie, we need to watch it together. I want us to watch it together. And we'll have colored out maybe the night schedule.
Yeah.
Put the children to sleep early so that we'll have that time to, just bond and watch 10-15 minutes into that movie.
Same thing.
Just when the movie is getting interesting. And I'm like, oh my God. And then I just see somebody.
It's gone. Same thing.
Oh my God. Sometimes I just sit down and I watch my movie.
Yes, they will finish the movie.
Then tomorrow,
and leave me to sleep.
Hey, when did I stop? I say, stop. I'm not watching
You
it
never even started.
You did not start. Yeah. So I'm wondering, with the whole gender role switching and all of that, has there been issues from family, say parents, mothers especially?
Before we go into the gender, and I'll speak into that, I just wanted to add a bit to what is said. Probably looking at my personality from outside, people perceive me to be a strong woman, and everybody has their weaknesses.
True.
And in your home, you must just be vulnerable. One of the things he didn't mention, so he spoke about, see, anything creepy crawly, you're on your own. I can leave that house for you. When we just got married, there was a time I was supposed to cook. Because I saw World Gateway in the kitchen, food has ended though. I can't stick those things. Like, as they try to convince me they are harmless, it is in your mind that they are harmless. For me. So for the two people, which is the main focus, is you have to be vulnerable with each other.
True.
I look at women and I see them trying to do so much. You must still be Voltron. Are you defender of the universe? Are you El Shaddai? And that's why it looks as if people are burning out. I see a lot of burnout. In fact, somebody still sent me a message today and was like, I was hospitalized for 3 weeks, man. You are right. Because I was looking at everything she was doing and I'm like, you want to kill yourself? It's not necessary. Both of you should agree. This is where it should stop. For some very funny reasons, I don't know why. I think the face I decided I'm at in my life, because there was one time I was very fashionable. But right now I'm just not fashionable. And he likes clothes. As he said, that thing that he said like that. For me, you're stressing my life. I can't understand why people come and spend one long hour with tailor, long hour with fittings, long hours with... I said, this thing is stress. The clothes I'm wearing before, if you go to the wardrobe now I'm consciously defraying some clothes. I can keep, if it did not tear, why should I throw it away? So honestly, I couldn't understand what the stress was all about, but it mattered a lot to him. And I saw it mattered a lot to him. And interestingly, because of the phase I was in my life, I was concentrating on some. I can wear purple and yellow for you, and for me it is fine. And it will go. Now masquerade, where are you going to like this? I said, please, it is fine. This is fine. I don't even have the bandwidth or the stress for what women are stressing themselves about. And there was this day I got to the office. One of my guys in the office that doesn't typically talk went like, Itunu, you are looking good. I said, please, the only reason why I wore this clothes this morning is because I didn't want to fight. My husband made the clothes. I didn't even understand what he was thinking of, but since he made the clothes, he said, Itunu, if you have been dressing yourself before, and it's your husband that dressed you today, please, leave it.
Stick to your husband. Wow.
And I said, do you know what? That absolutely works. Because me, I'm just stressed. I'm just looking for time to read my book and do this. No, and I'm telling me you go to. If I go my sister, I was like, women will be complaining that they don't give. I said, I don't understand what these women are looking for. For me, it is stress. In fact, he tried to connect me to some women. He said, you look at that woman. You people's bodies. Can you go and meet her? What kind of one is this one now? And I went to go and meet one particular woman. And I told her, excuse me, they said I should come and meet you, but let me just even first tell you. I don't have this. And in fact, when the woman told me what she got, I said, what? You have time. You go to the market all this time to come and do this thing. I said, in fact, this color you are combining is already scattering my head. So that we do not waste more time here. Please, let me just call my husband. We combine these colors for you people. Fast. The woman was really, really shocked. And I called him. I said, please, we need your help because I will waste all of this time here now. You people will now tell me what I've wasted all my time doing. It's now not fine. And he came and he was like, okay, you pick this. And the woman's mouth was open. The woman had to go like, Oga, I used to respect you before. No. My respect for you has increased. And I told her that, see, for us, it's very easy. As we said, we know each other's strength. So when I struggle over something that I know will take me 5 hours, and you will tell me I still didn't do it well, I got 1.5 hours, and it's okay. Please, can everybody save the time? Because I've already seen the one like this thing that's coming at me. I don't have energy. Let's just move. Now, for the family part, I believe that each party, and that's why I don't see happening in a number of places, must be able to hold their turf. Scripture says that you live and you cleave. A lot of people do not live. And they do not define boundaries. Yeah. So when boundaries are not defined, people will come in. It doesn't necessarily mean that they are bad people. Yeah. It's just the way you managed them. But when they understand that this is your boundaries, everybody will stay clear. So there's no story. It is, hello mommy, I try to believe that I have good relationship with both my mother and my mother-in-law. It's our home. Yeah. It is not, as in how like it is our home. It's not Boguero. Yeah. So we are not sitting down. Yes, when we just got married and we're okay, looking back now, we are talking about 16, 17 years ago. I remember that, there were some issues that wanted to show face. And this challenge is to the men. I was really shocked, surprised. In fact, I wanted to have, please, don't let them be saying, I'm a bad wife, or I'm coming between you and your family. He said, stay back. And he's the one that has that conversation. This is my home. This is so I don't even have. I'm not talking. I've not had the chance to try to explain or define myself, and I hope I'm allowed to share this. When we were still a bit younger, I'm not very traditional. I'm not conventional. We went for an event in East Village. I don't know how to make firewood. So even if I try, let me not come and turn away the cooking pot in the name of trying to be, yes, me too, I'm a good wife. So And there are people that have been making firewood all their life. Why will I come and compete in your strong points and all of that? So I just come out, hello to my mother-in-law, talk the one I know how to do. I do it. I'm inside, and I overheard someone telling my mother-in-law that, which kind of Iyawe is this that is not even following us to come and cook? I've not shared this the first time you hearing it, and heard it online. I can see it's on the edge like no person say. And she went like, please leave her alone. She has done what she never knew. I heard that conversation. Like, everybody is here. Where is this? He said, leave her. She has done, and I really respect my mother-in-law for that. Because everybody, I think she's very mature, and I tell people I pray ahead of time. I'd made up my mind even before I met my husband that my mother-in-law is going to be my bestie. We will not fight. So just everybody keeps its boundaries. Because I did try to be what I was not. So I said, please, and I'll come and explain myself. Sorry, this is this. Honestly, I don't know how to make firewood. If you give me, I can't put it together. I'm always looking at them in amazement when I see the fire catching. It's fine.
So in today's world, modern day, gender roles, don't you think some people take advantage of that? Like you now, being all doting on your wife, cooking, and then she just relaxes. And she's expecting you to do all of that. Some people may take advantage of that and just be like, my husband, he'll be fine, he will do it. He will do it. So, has there been any time where you felt like tired or like you expected her to do more or just felt like, why is she depending so much on me? Has there been that?
No. That's why before I started, I said one of the things that must first be dealt with is to remove self. Deal with that selfishness from both sides. If that is dealt with, teaching from my background and all of that, to teach on self alone, is a big subject. When selfishness is gone, you will see that, because there are some things she does very well.
Yeah.
There's this lovely recipe she has on bitter leaf egusi. So there are areas I don't move close.
Don't go to my house.
Please, I will open the door.
You see.
If I'm there, you are free. There are things she does very well. I will say, okay, please do this for me, and she will gladly do it. We still do that up until now. She makes very lovely
fried rice, I know.
Fresh fish pepper soup, fried rice.
Yeah.
So me and her daughter, anytime we want to just get the material, just say, mommy, this is in the freezer, we have this. So okay, I'll find time. Just go out. Before you come back, you see.
Oh wow.
So I don't see it as being taken advantage of. It is clear and it's pure.
Yeah.
Because they leave my space. Like there are some recipes I have too, I didn't give to them. I've not given to them. They will wait and beg me, can we have this? There's this ukodo. I think Bolu should learn how to eat that thing. He says the Niger Delta food.
Should learn how to eat?
I make it very well. So they will ask, as long we eat this thing, when they make that request, my pastor will say, he said, create fun in your home. This is where you have as your space.
Yeah.
Why will you live this short life you're about living that you will live? You now make it so miserable by one silly tradition or whatever. I said, create fun. Do things your own way that works for you. Yeah. For me, it works because she does some things fine. I do very well. They will look up onto me. They will look up onto. In fact, as of today, I think it was today, I just stood and said, this is the last plate of this bitter leaf egusi.
Let's be preparing for another one.
So all I will now need to do is to make sure all the materials are around, because off her, I think over a decade now, I've taken market off her. Wow. I shop for things,
Wow.
She can't buy my yam because I hate you buying yam. We peel yam, we've not boiled it, it has turned red.
Yes.
I hate that kind of yam. So when I know how to select it, why will I bother her to be doing all of that? And we have to find so many things.
Wow.
I will just make it available. Then they do the final whatever, you know. So I never see any of it has been taken advantage
This
of.
thing you are saying, it's just reminding me of the coconut rice.
Oh yes,
The ukwobi.
we've done that together before.
We've done that together. Like I had to get his recipe for ukwobi. I had to get his recipe for coconut rice. Amazing.
Yeah, even yes, our younger sister too came all the way from Benue then to learn how to do that.
And for me,
that stuff and all of
it's
that.
the
So
fact that you do it so effortlessly.
it's fun, yes.
The fact that you are excited doing it. You know, I just mentioned that that coconut rice is really nice. I would like to. And he was like, now come over now. Whenever you're ready, just come.
Yeah.
In fact, I was even supposed to buy ingredients and everything. I was already planning. I'd gotten a list and everything. And then one Saturday or so, he tells me, I've gotten everything. Just come to the house. I'm like, sir, I want to get. He said, don't worry, I have everything in the house. You know, and I'm like, okay. And I went, and I'm like, that coconut rice. I ate it for like how many days?
So that's the fact, yes. We don't see that way, that one person is taking advantage of the other person. We've gone past that. Yeah, we know each other's strengths at this level now. Like I said, we're still learning those new things, but some stability we've gained so far is out of understanding each other. This person is strong here, this person is strong here. So take care, occupy your space, I occupy mine.
Yeah. So Auntie, I know Auntie is big on career. Very big on career. How have you been able to balance career and roles?
Okay. So we've spoken about it quite a bit. We spoke about evolution. We equally mentioned a bit about tradition. One of the things that I've spoken or I've been speaking heavily about is for us all to understand that as times and trends have changed, we are now global citizens. So now, if you're looking at your counterpart, I'm sure if some of them are listening to us, they'll just be laughing that these Nigerian people, they never catch up. On my school WhatsApp platforms, they were dropping like, all you people that you are relocating, get ready to sweep ground, get ready to mop floor. So these things that we are celebrating here is actually a norm in developed climes. And that is why it's important for us to know our strengths, know what we are good at, know what our focus is. Because by the time we understand that we are in this together, and I think that is one thing that has really helped us. That's why it's really difficult. Now we are coming out to say it. Most people don't know those things. My youngest sister is someone that is quite close to me. She came one day and we're supposed to have a party the following day. And she was like, because you know the way it is now, the women will not sleep. He said, Uncle said we should go and sleep. I said, can you see me arguing? I have gone to sleep. This life is not for stress. She thought I said you should go and sleep. Go and sleep. Which part of go and sleep? Don't you understand? When she woke up the following morning and she saw the Lord's goodness, I said, the person will tell you, say, when you go sleep. We've studied each other over time. And the same goes to our daughter. So everybody knows their space. And that's why nobody feels taken for granted. Maybe the early days, yes. And we spoke about it, and open communication is extremely important. And it's like, okay, I'm doing this thing to strengthen you, not to weaken you. It's two different things. So I'm playing because we are in this together. That is why we are a power couple. And at the end of the day, we succeed together. There is no, because the reason why we feel like, oh, some of this work is low is because of what we placed on it psychologically, not looking at the entire scheme of things. Talking about Bible says it, in a great house there are different vessels, but every single thing is working together. Every single part needs to work. I remember during COVID year, I needed to make some drastic changes in my life. I don't think I've read the way I read during COVID. Now I don't slow down. And I told them, we had this kind of roundtable discussion. I'm going to be physically present but unavailable. You guys need to give me this 365. Like, I read to sleep, wake up reading. Is it maybe in COVID I entered teaching twice? Maybe. Because of what I was looking at that I needed to achieve. But it was a conversation.
Yeah.
Please, I need this time to be able to do this. And he's a very interesting person. When I was telling him something I needed to do, and I was like, see, when this thing comes out, this is what I'm envisaging will be the implication. He just laughed and he called her daughter. I was like, your mother is about to be a big woman. So I have told her, we'll be sitting in the front row. That shade we. He said, Dad is very tired. He has worked very hard. You need to support him. So I said, okay. I said, you're wayside your daddy. He said, no, truly, he's very tired. He has worked. It is our now turn to support him. So we see it as support. We don't see it like you are taking advantage of me. I'm the one doing all the work. You are the one doing. We are supporting each other so that all of us can be the best version of ourselves. That's what
needs to support me more.
Please, can we get you to come and sit here so that we start?
I need support.
The career thing wasn't that difficult. Like she said, it's something everybody would discuss and all of that. If you know her profession, they take a lot of courses.
Yeah.
Some tough exams, you would think you just want to enter university. So we'll lock her up. Even supply her food inside there like prison.
Oh, wow.
Sometimes she will sleep off. We'll help her move the laptops and everything. She wakes up and starts again, Exams like that. She took one very tough one recently, not too long ago. Same policy.
White belt.
You just announce it. You just announce it, everybody. So we know her profession. We know where we play. We know the role we should bring in and all of that. So everything should be discussed.
Understanding, support, communication.
So it should be communicated. So,
and I'd like to chip in. I'm not sure he knew what he was getting into, but before we got married, I had quite a bit of suitors. I was still sharing with someone today.
They lost anyway.
They lost.
They all lost. They're all losers.
I was very clear that. So when they came, I was like, okay, I like work. I like work. Because a lot of people don't like work. Me, I love, it makes me happy. I love work. I derive joy. I get fulfillment by seeing that I did the right things. I express myself through work. So we have started having the conversations before marriage. I don't know if you remember when we just got married, there was one day he came home and he was like, why do you work this hard? Is it that you think that I cannot provide for you? I said, bros, it's not about you. It's about me. So now in house he says, if there's no work, you go and create work. Now he's not used to it. You will find something. You will find something to do, because it's gotten used to me over time. Like, this is the way I express myself. This is the way I find fulfillment. There are people that can watch TV from morning till night. I'll fall sick. I don't know how they do it. And this is I'm not dicing anybody, just different personalities. Yeah. So this is me. And that's why I said, you have to keep having that conversation with each other so that you both know each other, understand each other. For people that are not married, this is extremely important because if, and I tell him, the few people that come around us too, they say that there's no way I could have married a lazy man, I would have died. Because laziness irritates me. He's a very hardworking person. And I think that's part of what helps us sink. It's we both understand it. If I sometimes we work, I say this your house where work no they finish. They will not laugh over it. Sometimes you come like, the next 2 weeks, you guys, now they see me, oh, I'm very busy, oh. That's why you see us begging for decoder because I'm very busy, oh. But you know, you have to. I said I was going to say this also. When we just got married, he's a handsome person. He loves washing clothes. I could not understand because I said, I wash clothes, oh. But bros, you thought I was joking. I'm not going to wash clothes as a married woman. And he's like, why should we get a laundry man to wash our clothes? He has told you he has specifics, everything, his rules and regulations. I said, this is your rules and regulations for clothes. It is you that you will answer it to. I will not wash clothes because I can see where I'm going to, and clothes washing is not in my future. In my future, I am going to be a sought after person. I do not know Lizzie yet, but Lizzie will call me to speak on her show. But for me to be able to get there, I need to be able to do capacity building for myself. If I spend the whole of my Saturday washing clothes and doing all of these things, I will not become that woman that I'm seeing in the future. That's all. You see, this my Saturday. It's for capacity building. And I can be a bit of a drama queen. These people that have ideas of good wife, rules and regulations of good wife. Don't let him like, you need to help your husband manage money. I say, okay, how do you do this money management? You will go to, all those bush markets. They now carried me to one. When I came back, I could not remember my name. He's laughing. Yes. When I looked at how much we saved, I said all this stress from morning till night. When he came, he thought it was something else. I said, kneel down. Let me pray for you. I put my hand on his head. God, you will not be so poor that we suffer the kind of suffer I suffer today. Poverty will be far from you. Money we have, because the suffer I suffered that day. We went to 3 different markets. I now came back. I started separating the tomato that will tell me this one is sour, this one is. I said, what? This is what people are suffering. They say they are saving money. This for me, but I have friends that enjoy. Honestly, yes. They love it. Yes. I don't enjoy it. We've gone to the market before. I won't forget when I tell people they laugh. Orange market for people in Abuja, and it rained. We got there. They first carried rain boots to come and give me. When I looked at the market, looked at the floor, the only thing I did was I called his name. I said, for no sure. The way I called it, he said, sit in the car. Like, I was at the point of tears. God, you mean I will go? For me, it was torture. You mean I will go through this? And these things just suck away my productive juices. For 3 days, I can't think. My brain is on shutdown. I cannot bring up productive ideas. I can't. And that's why I said, you just need to know yourselves. Yeah. So you see that when I do these things, I'm not at my best. I don't give my optimal, and everybody is losing out. I might be cranky for this because by the time I now finish cooking the food, you can't put your mouth and tell me that food is not sweet. Hey. But before you know it, we started, understanding each other well. As he said, he grew up literally with food. So he understands the language of food. In fact, the first time he took me to go and meet his pastor's wife, he grew in a mission house. The first question the woman asked me was, do you know how to cook? If you don't know how to cook, go back to your house, let them go and teach you. Anybody around, if he wants That even in the mission house, as big, you can imagine how big a mission house
Yeah.
is. He will tell all the women to excuse him from the kitchen. And he will go in, he will cook for everybody. It's not stress for him. Meanwhile, they learn work small, small, they do. I will not be following to be. I beg, the one where I sabi me, I do it well.
Wow. Wow. Interesting. Guys, are you hearing this? Interesting conversation. I'm very candid too. Thank you so much. Sarah, thank you so much, Ma. Yeah, so I just want to read out the viewers that are with us. Thank you for still, hanging on with us this evening. Irene A, I see you. Hi. Shalom Ebie, thank you so much for being on the show this evening. And Shalom says, love the topic of discussion. And she says, great words from the couple. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Oluchi, hello. She says, hello. Bumi Okeshola, my ore. Say, my personal people. Always loaded with wisdom. You can say that again. Bumi, you can say that again. Mercy Alta, I see you. Thank you so much. Judith Adejo, that's my sister. Daddy AY, I want to taste that rice too. And the Jebu Gari. Mercy Alta, understanding and support, very key. True. Sonny, I see you. He says, true talk. And Jennifer Agoli laughs. Thank you so much, Ma, for being on the show. Audu Mabel, yes, so know yourself. Very true. We have Bola Sabo Simeon. Great and factual discussions from a wonderful couple. Thank you so much. So, power dynamics now. Head of the home, neck of the home. How is that playing out for you as per gender roles?
No, okay. Like I said, there are basic requirements that has to be in place that you won't toil with. Even the scripture in I think 1 Corinthians 11 verse 3, he said, I will have you know. What should you know? God has given the organogram of how the home should be. True. He talks about, he said Christ is the head of the man. He said the man is the head of the woman. And he said and God is the head of Christ. Yeah. So you see that organizational chart that God places the home front on, because the woman comes below. God is sitting up there, then Christ, then the man. That the man should always, it should be the visionary. He should create the atmosphere he wants to see in the home. And all of that. We don't fight over head. It's granted, It's granted because of understanding. Because that's why I said this thing requires understanding. When you see frictions most times, it's due to ignorance. That even some strong Christians, you will find out that basic understanding, they don't have it. If I know, okay, like I'm commanded that I should bring 100% love to the table as Christ loved the church. She should bring 100% submission to the table as unto the Lord. She should understand her role. I understand mine. I fulfill my duty. I'm not looking up onto when, she's bringing just 50. Okay, I will also bring 50. I will reduce my level of commitment to this project called marriage. I won't bring all. No. What God is asking is that bring all to the table.
100% from both parties.
Yes, 100%. It should do your duty. It's not subject to what I bring or what I do before you play your part. And when understanding is coming into that, you now see both parties will be working on the fact that, I want you to succeed, to make leading easy for you. Then it will be my duty to also be pursuing the fact that I want submissiveness to be easy for her. Because it can be so difficult. When you see some homes, you will know that this woman is making it difficult for this man to love. This man is making it difficult for this woman to submit. But when understanding comes in, everybody will play their role. You will see that, no, this gender, whatever that society defines, have no place, yet you are shouldering your responsibility.
Wow.
You are now found wanting
Yeah.
on area where you should be up and doing as a party. So understanding is key. If you don't know, you don't know. Even the Bible admonishes that the older women should put it upon themselves in teaching those other younger ones how to comport, how to do things and all of that. I say the older men also. So everything boils down to understanding your role, what you are coming in for, and then one in a garment of commitment.
Yeah.
If both parties are committed to it, it's a go. Whatever friction you will see fizzle out, you will solve it. You will. In our marriage, 17 years, she has only reported me twice.
Wow.
To my pastor.
Wow.
So I can count it. So most issues we settle it, we talked about it, and all of that. And that's my reverend. If he's watching, good evening, sir. Two occasions. So you wouldn't want to be appearing before your reverend. Your head will set. You will. Two occasions, yeah.
That's amazing. Matt, would you like to?
So I think this is actually the crux of the matter when it comes to gender roles. I've had courses of interacting with men, and I realized that the main crux where this gender role came from is it gives them some level of superiority.
Yes.
They actually say it with heavy. I've heard someone say that now only water me I feel boiled. I've had people, and it's a thing of pride for them. But as my husband rightly said, why will I want to struggle with being the head? So even for the woman out there, like I don't get it, and I'm serious about it. Why do you want to struggle with rulership? I'm very comfortable with who I am. A lot of people are not comfortable with who they are, and that's why for me the question of identity comes in first. I don't think he's less of a man because he cooks for the home. I don't think he's less of a man because he helps me pick the clothes I wear. I don't think I'm less of a woman because he's cooking. I don't think it doesn't even cross my mind. So the question is, who then is a woman? Who then is a man? And I'm confident to say this here. I have women that say that don't let men know how much you are earning. They will come. He pays my tithes. It was a decision I made 16 years ago. If I submit to you, I submit to you. Now, God bless Reverend Mrs. Bodelawa for me. She said something, and that thing, I put her middle Reverend Pastor Mrs. Bodelawa. Yeah, she said something. She said, see, we obey not as convenient, but as commanded.
Yes.
So when the Bible says obey your husband, it is not as convenient, it's as commanded, and is as unto the Lord. So the same commandment that says do not steal is the same commandment that says obey, and that just settles it for me. That is as unto the Lord. So I'm not trying to reason it. I'm not trying to, yes, I struggle sometimes, but I just work on myself. And before I got married, I'm looking forward to teaching on Proverbs 31 because I think a lot of women's head need to reset. If you understand the Proverbs 31 woman, a lot of things we are saying, both for the men and the women, will not be there. Because if you go to Proverbs 31, you start asking questions. What is this gender role you are even talking about? Before I got married, I got an understanding of Proverbs 31. And there's this verse that says that, I'm trying to quickly find it because there's just so much beautiful things. Yes, verse 23. He says, her husband is respected at the city gate, where he takes his seat among the elders of the land. We started, I tell people, we started a Biol Okada. We used to do Okada convoy. I used to tell him, honestly, you cannot be small. You cannot marry me and be small. It's impossible. I make my boast in God. And I throw that challenge. I'll tell it in front of him. I throw that challenge to every woman out here. I say, see, when I saw this scripture, that because of me, we go to places. I wonder. Because of me, you will sit in seats. Because it is scripture. I know who I am. It is what I carry. It's not right. It is not about anything. God bless Auntie Ngozi Ekodo-Iweala. Do you know where her husband is entering because of our office? There are things that, because we do not know who we are dancing up and down like this. Verse 16 says, she considers a field and buys it out of achievement in life is to cook onubu for my husband. It's okay. It's me that decided it now. And I see this, and that's why I said, we need to throw this challenge out to ourselves. There are women that, and I said I was going to say this here, so I'm glad I remember, that your brain is a muscle. If you do not exercise that muscle, like every part of your body, it goes flabby. There are a lot of women, because of wrong perception, their brains have gone flat. The only thing they know how to do is ogbono and egusi, and they are supposed to be formulating policies. And we are crying that Nigeria is not better, because the person that should make Nigeria better, that should write those policies, the only thing she knows how to do right now is dry fish and crayfish. We can balance these things, and it comes from the place of communication. Let's know what our strengths are, and let's leave biases aside, not just for ourselves, but for the sake of the next generation that is watching us, that is looking at us, that you don't relegate. There's this lady I know, and it breaks my heart. I've not heard of her. I've not heard about her in a long time. This woman almost made a first class in electrical. But he said no. In fact, even the lecturers were begging. This girl's brain is too hot to be kept in the kitchen, please. He said, no. Just bring muscle. This level of arrogance is what brought us here. As my husband said, bring down self, calm me down. A woman that will be proud is not by degree. It's not by money. Pride is an innate thing.
Nice. A lot has been said. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma. Yeah, Tina Ibafe, I see you too. She says very correct. Thank you so much. Viewers, please, if you haven't subscribed yet, this is a good time to subscribe. It's a good time to give us a thumbs up, okay? Share this video, share this live, you don't know who would be blessed by this. Just share it, okay? Spread the word. Thank you so much. So we'll be rounding up, but I just wanted to ask this question. Gender roles when it comes to parenting, how has that worked out for you? Because I know tradition, culturally, is the woman. When a child does well, Omo Baba is his father's child. When a child is, maybe he has a little bit of catching up to do, or just, does something wrong, it's like, see your daughter, see your son. But when the child does well, it's my son. So we have this bias that is the woman that takes care of the home, cooks, cleans, takes care of the children. The man is just to go make money and bring back home for us. But for raising of children, Ayo, for instance, how do you guys balance that? Is it one person that is more in her life, or both of you have found a way to balance it?
On that, I think it began from, like she said, when she was even very small. Because I have planned over time that all of my children will be part of their lives. I started, when she said I collected her from my mom and started dating, I felt okay, I should have communication. While I'm doing that, we're talking.
Okay, no, that's so sweet.
And she's opening that toothless mouth, and you are enjoying that look. I baited her up until, in fact, it wasn't her business. I took that one off her too. Because I find I found time of communication with her and all of that. So both of us, she's good at analyzing grades, for instance. I will just look at, you did well in this, you did well in this. But she will look at, okay, at a place you got 20. What happened? Do you need support here? I don't do all those things, but when she picks the result, you will discover that 2 or 3 days they are still both talking on it. And me, I will just look at this girl don't do well. Let's move on. You know, I think we just do it together. You know, while dropping her at school, we talk things to be done, things not to do. Of course, she sees me. You know, she saw the way we operate in the home. She's good at asking questions, if you know where she's coming from. People pity me at times how I survive amongst the two of them. So in bringing her up and doing all of that, I think it's both ways, because our lives are, you know, open book for her, nothing hidden. She's in our space. She knows what is up, what we're doing, what we're not doing, how things should be done, how things should not be done, anything that needs correction, you know. As much as we can contribute, we're doing that. There's unity of purpose. If she should be punished, oh, this is withdrawn from you, you won't have access to this for so that we both agree. It's not a case of, okay, she don't go and be, okay, go and carry it. You know? So we both agree to follow that path to make sure she understands what is at stake. I think unity of purpose also is very key to helping those kids. Yes.
Yeah, and you know, I remember this scenario talking about gender. I think my sister should watch this or get her to rewatch it, because she's a testimonial to some of those things. When it comes to child raising, for it to be balanced, I believe it has to be both. Yes. So there are times that things happen, and I will tell him, talk to her, because she needs a man's perspective here, and this is going to help her to be able to relate with her spouse in future. So she has to be able to have that confidence of conversing with a man and asking for opinion, expressing herself. And yes, Ayo can be quite expressive. I remember, I think she was like 5 or 6, and I keep coming back to tell him one of the things I thank him a lot for is being a great dad. And I'm not saying it because it's on me, I'm saying it because it's the truth. When she was as young as 5 or 6, like, I was really shocked. I was going out that day and she comes to meet me and she's like, Mommy, will I get a man that will love me as much as Daddy loves you? Aww. And I said, you will get somebody that will love you more. Because they are watching, they are seeing. And talking about gender roles, so we didn't say this, we can afford to have house helps. But talking about leadership is very particular about space. And it says that, you see, for our room, for the bedroom, nobody must cross this room. It is your responsibility. For me, I know with the tear shirt. Okay, if you've agreed there, you've agreed there. If this is the one that you've put down your leg, no problem. So I do that. Maybe the room is not the cleanest room in the world, but I try my best. And I remember that a day my sister was around and she was trying to get my attention, and I'm like, I'm watching bedroom. And she knows how busy my schedule can be, and she's like, as at that time I had 2 house steps. That I don't get it. You have 2 house steps and you are washing bedroom. I say, you know, these men and their drama. My husband has said that our room, nobody must touch it apart from me. She now went like, but he is not at home. If they clean it, how will he know? I said, honestly, it has never crossed my mind that when he's not at home, and that's the truth. If he has said this is the way he wants it, so I now said, what kind of psych will I be putting in these children? Like, where that is not at home. You stay by the window when it's coming, quickly come. You eat. Honestly, it never crossed my mind. And she was not laughing. That okay, we now understand each other. Continue with your bedroom washing. So she sees that. That's our daughter now. She understands that I know and respect leadership. Because I tell people that you can never be a good leader unless you're a good follower. So for me, it's just registered in my sight. If we've spoken about this thing this much and you insist that this is your stand, it's okay. Then let's go with it. So I just thought to put that in here so that for people listening, they don't go with the wrong impression. So there are things that we know that, oh, daddy has said this is a no-go area. So I tell people, this is what he said. I'm a Yoruba woman. You people have heard some Yoruba. There's this particular Yoruba adage that, and I'll translate it to English. The food, the soup that the head of the home does not eat, the wife of the house does not cook it. It's that simple. For peace to reign, you've done your communication, you've done this, you've done that, and no problem. And will it kill you? Will you die? Will you just let peace reign and take grace?
Wow. Okay. Let's have last words.
Okay.
If any.
Yes. I will want to. Now, parenting is very important, and for those watching, we should pay much attention to it because God is depending on us to churn out his characters for him. You know, in Genesis 1, 26, 27, 28, he said, we read it somewhere this morning, he said, he created them male and female in his likeness and gave them his character. And immediately he said that, he gave them his character, he now asked them to multiply. What are you to multiply? That character. And they are seeing us, they are watching us, we owe God that responsibility to say, okay, I've grown to this level, this is my life before you. I can be proud of also presenting another person to you who has similar, like she said, they are watching. You don't need to even see them. I came to your house one day, I could remember, I think I have this discussion with your husband, whether I mentioned it to him or not. I came back, they said he was in the kitchen. And I asked Brian, I said, where is mommy? Mommy went on to all night, he's so tired. So daddy is cleaning in the kitchen. I said, I got excited. When I see that guy, I got excited because that boy is not going to grow to have one kind of useless understanding and say, man is just to sit and fold leg. And his future wife is already fortunate because the guy is seeing a prototype, and God is so much big on audio visual. If you look at the way he dealt with people in the scripture, okay, have you considered this person? Oh, I know Abraham will do this. Oh, have you looked at this person? He keeps pointing you to, okay, look up unto Jesus. So he keeps pointing you to audio visuals. That's why the Bible said he gave his character to man and then he asked man to replenish. So let's pay attention to parenting. That's what we owe the society. To reduce the prevalence of Boko Haram, we must produce the equivalent of people of God's character to meet up with it, to turn things around. I think I should add that. Yes, thank you.
Any last words?
I think this is a very good place to anchor it because after all said and done, I hear things like, oh, is there a hope for this country? Is there a hope for this continent? And as my husband said, we are the ones that would solve this problem. And the only way we can solve this problem is by being the right example and raising the right generation. The popular statement I've been saying right now is that Nigerians will solve the problem Nigerians created. So if we say that there is no future, I hear people say, is there a future? And I'm asking, what is the offspring that you are raising that makes you believe that there is no future? I cannot look at my daughter and say you are hopeless. It's impossible.
Mm.
Every time I tell her you are born for such a time as this, you are an answer to the problem that is prevalent. God says, I seek for a man that will stand in the gap, that you will be that person that God will find worthy to close the gap that is being seen. It was a woman that gave birth to, I like to call big names, Nelson Mandela. It was a woman that gave birth to Martin Luther King, who said, I have a dream that a man will not be judged by the color of his skin, but by strength of his character. And that dream, about 50 years down the line, produced the first black president in the most powerful country of the world. The power of dream, the power of seed. And that is the power that every hope has in it. So how dare we have children and say there is no hope? How dare we have children and say there is no future? As parents, for me, and that's why I said, I think this is just the perfect place to anchor it, that irrespective of what we are doing, we understand that this is not about us. This is about hope for the next generation, that a generation yet unborn will be able to say yes, because we created the right antecedents. They were able to bridge the gap. They were able to close up on our mistakes, because at the end of the day, this generation, we answer for the legacies we are leaving behind. We cannot afford to leave a legacy of despondency. You know, I hear parents say the good old days. How dare you be a parent and you say the good old days? What's wrong with you? Why is it as in, like, I don't get it. You're a parent and you are saying the good old days to your children. It should be better. Better. You can do better. We can make this better. You can do better. You can. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Because whatever you tell them is a seed that will germinate and bear fruit. Thank you.
Amazing. Amazing. Like, there are no more words. Amazing. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, Ma, for gracing us with your presence. Thank you for being open. Thank you for being candid. Thank you. That's always what we pray for, that our guests are open and candid. Just lay it bare as it is. People out there are going through different things, and when they see people who are able to just open up and be truthful and honest and just open up about what they are going through, it gives them hope. That's what this kind of conversation is for, giving people hope, right? Yeah, so thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having us. Thank you.
Yes. And trust me, you will come back. Yes. Uncle, will you not come back?
Oh, very much so. Always ready. When you call, I will respond. If it's you.
Yes, And I trust my coachee. She will come back if I now. You know how I used to.
Yeah, this is the second time here.
So I'll still have you. I can't get enough of you. That's just the truth of the matter. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. And for our viewers, thank you. I'm sure you have learned a thing or two. I'm sure you've been inspired. I'm sure you have gotten solutions to some pressing questions. For some people that have questions about or relating to gender roles, I'm sure you've been able to understand better, and I pray that God will bring bliss, bring peace to your marriages. In Jesus' name. Thank you so much. I would like to just appreciate everybody that's been here. Jennifer Boli says she laughs out and says, "Oh my God, Auntie Tunu, I don't know what you said, but somebody is laughing, you know." Thank you for putting smiles on people's faces. Thank you so much, Mommy Ayo. Okay. It's all about you today. Thank you very much.
Jennifer will gist offline.
So I'd like to say thank you to our sponsors today. Bolu, thank you so much. You've been consistent. I do not take this for granted. And I've said it one day, you all will see Bolu's face. He will be
with
the
living
one
sacrifice.
Yes, with living sacrifice. Oh, yes.
Don't let her harass you. I'll protect you, don't worry.
Bolu has to come and sit here. Let's even hear from Bolu. Let's see his face. The man behind the camera. I don't know who's going to hold the camera for us that day.
I will do it.
Okay, fine. But Bolu, you have to come here one of these days, you know. But thank you so much for always being consistent. Thank you so much, Moji. Thank you very much. Esinet, thank you so much. Thank you so much for Esinet start of my head today, you know. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Vicky, thank you very much. I appreciate everyone that has sponsored, that has supported in one way or the other. Thank you very much. We've come to the end of today's episode, and I'm truly wowed. I am truly wowed. Like I said in the beginning, this couple, they have inspired me in so many ways, especially this gender role thing. There are things I go there and I'm like, okay, like seriously, I know my husband tries, but he should have a trophy. Like a trophy for you. Maybe we'll work on that. Okay. Get a trophy for you. You have won it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And Auntie here is doing so well in her career, so well in all the things that she does as well. So it's just a very perfect blend. It's a very perfect mix. And I thank God for your life. I thank God for your marriage and how you were able to, you know, get to this point without conflict, without so much. Oh well, maybe there were conflicts, but we didn't hear about it resolved. You know, so many people would have been hearing about so many things. You know, thank God for your lives. Thank you so much. So until we come your way again next month, by God's grace, remember, love is a beautiful thing. All you need to do is nurture it and watch it blossom. Thank you so much for being here today. Have a great evening. Bye.
Thank you.